Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first real episode of the Orange and Blue Shirt podcast. This is a podcast about the orange and blue of the New York Mets and the Blueshirts on Broadway, the New York Rangers. I'm your host, Luke. You can find me on Twitter at LukesPod. That's at LUKESPOD. Today, we'll be talking Mets first, and in turn, the Trevor Bauer fiasco that finally came to an end, and what that means for the Mets going forward. And for the Rangers side of things, later in the episode, we'll review Wednesday night's game versus the Caps and preview Monday night's game against the Islanders. And for you Ranger fans, I'll insert a sound clip and post telling you where to skip to if you're a Ranger listener only now. Skip to 407 for Rangers only. If you want to listen just to the Rangers, skip to 407. Alright, Mets fans. What a course of events. We got the clown Bob Nightingale saying Bauer and the Mets have a deal, all the way up till today when Heyman tweets Bauer to the Dodgers. Alright, so the official deal is 3 years, $102 million, with opt-outs after years 1 and 2, $40 million for the first year, $45 million for the second, making Bauer the first and second place on the highest dollar value on a contract ever. Think about that. Trevor Bauer could be career .390 ERA, highest paid player of all time, above Trout and others. The third year of the contract is valued at $17 million, which is more reasonable. There's also a high probability that Bauer, if he does well in the next 2 years, he can opt out and become a free agent. That's if, and only if, a big if, that he performs well and thinks he can get more than $17 million on the open market in 2 years' time. Now, what does that signing mean for the Mets? It means secondary options and the $40 million saved from Bauer that we can use to extend Conforto, Lindor, and Thor. As for the secondary options, pitching-wise for the Mets, on the free agency side of things, there's nothing too special. You got Jake Odorizzi, Taijuan Walker. Odorizzi coming off a terrible year in 2020 with an ERA above 6, while Walker had a much better year with the ERA of 270. Both have similar career ERAs at around 380 and 390. So similar to Bauer's, actually. His career ERA is around there too, and he's making $45 million. But the trade route for the Mets might be the most promising. Whether it's Luis Castillo, which will take a lot of assets to get him, mainly prospects, or Sonny Gray packaged with Eugenio Suarez. The options trade-wise seem better than free agency, the most intriguing being, of course, Gray and Suarez. Gray having a 370 ERA and a similar ERA career-wise. But alongside with that pitching help, you get Suarez, a guy who absolutely rakes. 15 home runs in the 2020 shortened season, and the year before that, 49. 49 homers in 2019. This dude rakes. He has a slightly worse batting average than J.D. Davis, but much more power. Both aren't good defensively, but you don't get them for their defense. You get them for the bat. Suarez has a better one. Plus, he can come packaged with Gray to be our 4th or 5th starter, so that's a plus. Imagine Gray as your 4th to 5th starter, an ace on some low-level teams in the MLB being your 5th. As for the Mets, they also need bullpen help, especially a lefty after missing out on Hand. Whether that means Justin Wilson or another lefty, we shall see. Re-signing Justin Wilson seems like the best option to me. If you know any other ones, let me know in a comment, or just let me know on Twitter. So, that wraps it up for the Mets side of things. Now we're going on to the New York Rangers. We're going to start off by reviewing that crazy game on Wednesday. What a game. The boys were buzzing. That Strome, Panarin, Kakko line was amazing. So good. Stromer with 2 goals. Again, along with missing 2 empty nets, but that's the player that Strome is. Shesterkin with an incredible save with that rolling puck. Bouncing puck save. It was amazing. It also seems like Ovi took about 100 shots on him, but Igor saved all but one with that great snipe from Ovi, which put him 7th on the all-time scoring list. Igor took hard shots from Ovi and Zdeno Chara, and he made them look easy. Other goalies, They struggle with that, taking the puck, and it hurts. Shesterkin made it look easy and effortless. Oh, how about Anthony Boteto, the New York native, with that beauty of a goal. And of course, the beauty of an accent in his post-game interview. What a moment. Booch scored the empty netter. Zibanejad played better. Getting an assist for Zibanejad. Hopefully he keeps that rolling. Fox played well. Keandre Miller played with heart. Another good game for Miller. He looked very calm against Ovi. He also looked calm against Crosby. So he's just a very calm player in general. It was really impressive this season. He played with heart. Who else? Jacob Trouba. How can I forget? Dude had like 30 block shots in this game. That's so crazy. This is the second game in a row where he's playing up to his contract. This is $8 million contract, which seemed like an overpay. If he keeps playing like he's doing right now, it's worth it. Anything else? The embellishment call on Kako. That's probably one of the worst calls I've ever seen. How are you gonna tell me Kako dives? It's literally knee to knee, Wes McCauley. What kind of call is that? Alright, let's go on to previewing Monday's game against the Isles. If we played like we played against the Caps, we'll definitely win. Hell, if we keep playing like this every night, we can push for the division. I'm not even joking there. We gotta improve on the power play if you want to break down the Islanders' defense. But I'm confident if we play good defense and a calm defense, and Szczesny plays like he did against the Caps, we definitely won't concede much. And I'm confident that our offense with Panarin, who carries our power play, that will score enough to not only stay in the game, but also win it. So great game by the Rangers. Hopefully more of that against the Isles. And that's it for this first official episode of the Orange and Blue Shirt podcast. Tell me your thoughts on Twitter at LukesPod or in the comments section, or just give us a like, subscribe, or follow wherever you're listening. I'm your host, Luke, and I'll see you in the next one.